going for us, make sure everything was all right. Get through the technical difficulties as always.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Hey
Yeah,
man, first and foremost, before we get into it, man, happy belated Father's Day, man. Out here on the, gotta get it out the way, man. Gotta get that out the way, brother.
oh yeah, man. Same to you, and same to anybody who's a father. Either if you're checking in now or you listening later to this broadcast, man. Father's Day is always that area of gray. You know what I mean? Like it's celebrated, but it's really not.
Yeah, it's like, so I got a gift, but I ain't like it, so I'll take it back. But I got you next year. It's like, all right. It's like,
Yeah, yeah, definitely,
Oh, but a
definitely.
big shout out as well for us on the Quick Fathers Day tip. The Kingdom Brothers, man. We did something real cool with them last Sunday morning. Check those brothers out if you haven't. But real cool group. But we got to dive into a couple father stories. You know what I'm saying? But it was cool to chop it up with them earlier on the Sunday.
Yeah, yeah, definitely waking up early after the Saturday festivities. I was proud of us, man, because I don't know, like, as it got close to 9 o'clock, I was kind of sitting there like, yeah, I hope I don't like look too messed up or whatever. But
I
like
was nervous.
everything came out good.
I was super nervous, but good thing,
Mhm.
happy everything worked out.
That's a fact. That's a fact for
Oh,
real. Hmm.
Oh, we're celebrating a few things this month, man. Not only this past Monday, hopefully you got off, but what else you getting into this month?
Oh man, listen, happy Juneteenth, man. You know what I mean? This all goes back to history. 1865, General Granger came into Galveston, Texas, and informed the remaining enslaved African Americans that they were now free. Of course, this was 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. Now there are plenty of perspectives on Juneteenth. That's not what this podcast is about today. You know what I mean? We're not going to get into that. We respect your beliefs or whatever they may be, but we just want to say happy Juneteenth to start things out, right? Next up, it is also Pride Month, so shout out to my LGBTQIA plus folks, all the wonderful alphabets, man. Love y'all to pieces. I went to actually a Pride party yesterday, very festive. They are glad to be back out and able to celebrate, but they are also under attack. There are a lot of laws out there, especially against the trans community. Once again, that is not what this podcast is about. If you have your opinions, we totally understand it, but we just want to say happy Pride Month to everyone within the community.
I do have a pride story though, if you don't mind, before we jump into it. When I was younger, I'm stepping on the line. It's not a wild, it's not a wild story, but when I was younger though, Dad said, "Oh, well, it was like Halloween, so you want to go to parade?" I was like, "Yeah." So we go to the city. I was like 7. You know what I'm saying? I didn't go to the city often, but I was like, "Oh, look, he's dressed like a lady." He's like, "Yeah, ha ha ha." Another 10 steps. Hey, Dad has the same outfit as he did. Yeah. Then we started to look around, and my father said, "I don't think we came on the right day. Let's go check some other things out today, son." I was like, "Okay," you know what I'm saying? And I didn't pick up on what that event was until a lot later in life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But it was cool to experience it, and my father not freak out, not panic, not, "Oh, okay, this, you notice a pattern. It's cool. Let's get out of here." You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It was too young, I guess, for me to digest exactly what was happening. So he kept
right.
it real surface, like I'm doing now, and just
Hmm.
got me out of there before I had to ask any other questions. But he wasn't ready to answer. But yeah, that's my pride story for the week, man.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, man. Mr. Kenny is the coolest cat I know.
uh,
Oh man, so yeah, we definitely got the fatherhood shout outs to start, man. So real quick, man, we're gonna run through some quick sports updates. It's a lot that's happened over the last couple of days. Ladies, hang in there. If you're not sports fans, if you are a sports fan, we love that you are. This is for you, right? So, first off, we got Bradley Beal headed to the Phoenix Suns from the Washington Wizards. How you feeling about that?
I don't mean to jump off Bradley Bill so fast. I know we just got on him, but KD created another team somehow, some way.
Yep.
But honestly, Bradley Bill might be a really good fit for what they got going on. It's good to compliment KD on what he's doing. CP is no longer there, so that extra ball handler is already there to kind of fill in that place. And I think he'll complement the young team, the young squad there. So as weird as it sounded on paper, when you start to see the roster, it kind of makes sense. I see why they did it. You think he'll be successful though?
If he can stay on the court, yes. If Bradley
Mm,
Beal can stay on the court, definitely. He instantly makes them, of course, a championship contender. But it's all about the depth, right? I think they only got like 4 or 5 guys on the roster right now, so we'll see how that holds up. You know what I mean?
okay, okay.
Definitely.
Keeping Suns real quick though. I saw a funny argument last week because Candace out in the W League, she's still wrecking havoc. Like it's cool to see her go from Sports Center to the hardwood without losing a step. You know what I mean? But someone raised the question because she's wearing the number 3. Like
Hmm.
is Candace Parker the better of the CP3? And then I got the thing. I was like, nah. In my head, I said, of course not. I said, nah, of course not, man. Chris Paul, he the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? He been doing it forever. But then they threw the stats, and you know how they get you at the stats, man. They always throw it up against each other, and you always just choose to pick the higher number of stats as far as a person or player. You know what I mean? But face value though, I think Candace might have won the CP3 debate real fast.
It all depends on who you talk to. You know what I mean? It's always gonna depend on who you talk to. Both great players, both respected in their right, you know what I'm saying, for their craft that they do in their particular leagues. But of course, if you ask me, who is the more impactful CP3, if as far as I look at basketball, it's going to be Chris Paul.
Mm, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Hmm.
So it's funny impact I gave that one to Candace, but I think everything else I might give to Chris. That's a good one.
Hmm.
Chris Stapps is moving.
Yes, yes. So the Boston Celtics are looking to make their first move, and it's looking like they're going after Kristaps Porzingis. Potentially, this could involve Marcus Morris, Malcolm Brogdon, Danilo Gallinari, and some picks, going elsewhere. But I mean, I knew they had to do something. I don't know how I feel about this yet. But Porzingis is no slouch, and he's a good role player. He's a really good role player. So who knows what this could look like if he's healthy, if it goes through. So more to come on that one.
Yeah, I think if Celtics would get a 85% Porzingis. I'm not mad at the trade if these are the 3 names that are floating around. Like, don't get me wrong, they all had their parts to do off the bench, but if these are the 3 I got to give up for him, and he's like, close to what he used to be, that's not a terrible jump. I'm not mad at it. Not
Yeah,
mad
I
at it.
mean, I honestly felt like they gave up on Malcolm Brogdon too quick. You know me, I
Mm,
was ready to move on from Marcus Smart. I feel like they could get a good player versus a good role player. I think they could get a good to great player if they
mm-hmm.
move Marcus Smart. But once again, I'm a fan of Marcus Smart. So if they're finding a way to keep him and get themselves better, I'm all for it.
All right, all right.
Yeah.
So the news this week broke with Tony Snell. His son, he announced that his son was diagnosed with autism, and then somehow, which is where I'm a little vague at, he ended up finding out he also was diagnosed with autism as well. It threw me for a loop personally because, to my knowledge, it wasn't really a hereditary item. To my knowledge, as far as research has shown, what I've come across, and my honesty curious to know, like the fact that he is a full blown adult. But it seemed like there was never a question for him. Who raised the question for him to, I guess, to get that observation, or who kind of I mean, there's no sign up for it, but I'm curious to know who made that connection that made them want to go through any testing with Tony Snell. Did you hear anything about that?
I haven't read the story yet, but I did interview someone that's a clinical researcher, and they stated that they just always felt like they were different from everyone. And I think there's even a quote from Tony Snell where he actually says that, like he's always felt like he just didn't get along in certain circles. So
Hmm.
this person that I interviewed, yeah, they didn't find out until their mid 20s, but they didn't have the same symptoms that everybody like associates with autism, the nonverbal, you know what I mean, flapping of the hands. And in this particular case, this just shows you how advanced the spectrum is, and
Mm-hmm.
how for a long time we've probably been misdiagnosing or mistreating people, or even classifying them without actually doing the research and really getting to know what was going on with them. Now that we're so advanced in medical research now, and there's more funding towards really doing the research on autism, now you can actually really go and get yourself diagnosed now.
Hmm.
As far as the steps and stuff like that, I leave that to the professionals. But yeah, I thought that was really cool to see.
No, same here, same here. I was like, I gotta ask Sean about that. That's crazy. But yeah, man. Yeah, sports talk, man. Anything else you got on the sports tip?
Nah, that's it, man. Let's keep this bad boy rolling.
Let's go.
All right, so real quick here, man, for everybody tuning in with us once again, thank you, and ladies, thank you for braving the sports talk. You are appreciated. All right,
Maybe
so
keep it right on time. It's like she knew.
I know, right? It's just that I'm gonna give them about 15 minutes, and then I'm enjoying get the sports talk. All right, so I'm gonna show my age here. Yeah, I'm gonna show my age here a little bit. How many people remember the shake weight?
I don't want to mimic the muscle memory situation, but I do
Yeah, I
recall.
don't
I
think.
do. I do recall the curling maneuver as far as the machine itself. Yes, a lot of infomercials. Seemed very studio yogish kind of, what I mean, vibe. But what about it? I'm curious.
No, it was funny. The other
Uh
day I was making my energy drink, right?
huh.
So anybody who makes energy drinks, you put the powder in, you put the water in, and you shake it up. You know what I'm saying? You try to get the best out of it so you can drink your drink. And in the middle of doing it, I'm making my drink, and I'm like, yo, I wonder what happened to the shake weight. Like it was funny because I was there and I was like, niggas was spending all this money for some shit they could have just grabbed anything in their house and
Yep.
done. But at
Mm-hmm.
the end of the day, it was a hell of a money grab. Whoever thought of it, man,
Mm-hmm.
shout out to you. But I always I wonder, it just kind of phased out. Like it didn't. I don't remember any like broadcasts about it like causing any injury or
Yeah.
sales going down. It just kind of phased out.
Yeah. I think whoever invented it got their money and they got out of town before one prominent person stepped to him and said, "Hey, man, what the hell is this?" You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as he didn't answer that question in front of a crowd, he was good. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So, he just,
yeah,
hey,
absolutely.
collected his coins and got out of there, man.
Absolutely,
Shit.
absolutely.
Shake
So
weight.
I
Shake weight.
so I got a funny question for you. On the speaking on energy drinks, right? If you had
Mhm.
the chance to make an energy drink, what would you name it?
Coke.
You name it Coke?
Straight Coke. See where it goes from there.
Really?
Can't keep Coke on the shelves, man. You need your energy, get it,
Uh,
go. Yeah, you'll have your, the politics around it. But once you get over that hump, I think it'll still be out of here.
I mean, Coke sounds. I feel like somebody's got a stranglehold on that trademark, man. Anything else?
Not with a K.
Not with a K. All right. So, so wait, Koke or COK? What you talking
We could get to that department later, but it's gonna be a K, man.
about?
Keep me out of the infringement situations. You know what I mean?
All right, all right, all right, no problem. All right.
You got what?
So,
What would you name your energy drink?
oh man, so it was funny, right? I'm sitting there and I'm like, I would probably go with t- Test Delicious.
I'm sorry, you looked at me
You,
funny when I
you,
said Coke. What'd you
I'm
say?
dead serious. I'm dead serious, right? And here's the reason why, right? First off, it's gonna catch everybody's attention, is because it's gonna be like, first off, I ain't getting no drink where it sounds like I'm about to taste some testes, right? But if you
Correct.
think about what an energy drink is really supposed to do, depending on if you're a man, it's going to boost your testosterone. You know what I mean? It's going to give you that extra energy so you can go ahead and do what you got to do. So I think Test Delicious would test through the roof in focus groups, and everybody's gonna want, before they know it, they're gonna be like, "Yo, you got them testes?"
Hmm. Um, I think I think this would I think this would move rapidly in the pride community, but I mean, I think it might take a while to catch on, but once it catches on, you might have a lot of I think a lot of housewives banging at your door like this is crazy. But once that dies down, you be right back at it, man. Moving these testes out the door. You say, man, get a handful. Like, what did he say? So he's like, what did you say to me about these drinks? Yeah, yeah. The commercials. I think the commercials. If you get it to a good viral commercial, you out of here, man. Yeah. Abby
All right,
Abby said, Abby said, I'd rather buy Coke. Jesus. You got to edit
so
that. It looks crazy.
yeah, that does look crazy. So the backup would be uh Joselina, right? And I'm
Right.
gonna call it that because Joselina. and I'm calling it that because my theme is gonna be behind when Jocelyn Hernandez gets drunk and she turns into like this rage affair. The
Mhm.
Joselina is going to get you ready for your workout. You're gonna be pumped up, and you might just slap a couple people for no reason. You know what I'm saying? So Joselina is gonna be out there for everybody's purchase.
I see the lawyers already. Uh, I see
I'll
a
get her
bit.
to be a brand. I'll get her to be a brand
Uh,
ambassador.
there we go. There. Okay. All right.
And,
There,
and,
there,
and
she
listen,
got the-
and listen, everybody watching right now. If you see Jocelyn come out with an energy drink next week, named Joselina,
yeah,
you know where you heard it first.
so we need N. We need N. Oh shit, that's funny. Now you saying Joselina though?
Yeah.
I don't know if she. It'll be a tough sell. She definitely actually 60-40. Oh yeah. He said neither of you better never get asked the name. So sorry, man. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I thought Coke was gonna work. Can't say
It
Blue
would work.
Magic.
I know, right? I know, right?
Oh shit.
All right,
This
so
is
moving
nice.
along to some good news here, and it was really beautiful because it brought a old tweet to fruition. This past weekend, there was a birthday memorial for Takeoff, and there was a picture of Quavo and Offset together. Now, it wasn't a video, it wasn't showing any real interaction, but it didn't look photoshopped. It looked legit.
Okay.
What did you think when you saw it?
I'm not gonna lie. Takeoff really looked like he was there because he was on punishment. Like, not that he wasn't happy to see Quavo. I'm pretty sure he was. He had to be. But that one still photo I saw, like it wasn't, you know, a photo's worth 1,000 words, and he looked very upset, which he could be. You know, it's a memorial kind of anniversary birthday situation that they were there for. But I wish they got a better snap of him, at least showing half a smile next to Quavo. You know what I'm saying? Especially if the public hasn't seen you together in any format for so long. But yeah, it looked like he was kind of there because he had to be on this one.
All right, that's a good perspective. From my perspective, it looked like it was just good to see them in the same space like that. I mean, the way everybody was making it seem, and of course, we didn't see anything legitimate. We don't even know what the reason was. These two haven't been seen in the same vicinity that close in a long time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is before the unfortunate passing of Takeoff. So the fact that they were able to even be around each other gives me hope. You know what I mean? Because that was one of the more phenomenal groups that really impacted music, period. And, I think just for the sake of, Takeoff's passing, I think everybody's ready for that first reunion.
When you say give you hope as far as creating more music together,
Created, that's all I can ask for them. I don't know, you know what I mean, what their friend status is or anything like that. But the hopes that they can do what they do best, and that's get out there and make good music.
are you another sidebar? Are you would you be looking forward to if they were to like get it together, rebuild the friendship and kind of if they were to do an album together, like would you go at it with the same excitement as you used to with the Migos album, or you think it'll be a little different?
Of course, it's going to be different, man. Takeoff brought something very unique to that group. Might have been probably one of the most talented people on there because we were just, I think, starting to see him come into his own before he passed. But it'll be interesting to see what they put together without him.
Okay. Okay. I don't know why I said take a brother, not Offset.
Hmm.
But all right. But it'll be very interesting to see how they kind of do it without the gel of Takeoff between them. But yeah, man, at a bare minimum, get the family back together. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that their kids is all the way family together, so they gotta get that back.
Yeah,
Uh,
man. Yep.
Crazy sidestep though. Kind of think back reflecting on sports. Steph Curry with Aisha. She had an innocent little joke on the TV show where shirtless guy was coming out. She was tugging on the wedding ring. People took it ridiculously crazy as far as this is why Curry ain't happy. You know what I'm saying? They just social media. They're gonna go off on stuff. Are
Hmm.
all flirty jokes when married like just historically bad jokes?
Nah, not at all. I think I think it all really depends on what the joke is. Definitely what the joke is, and I want to say it depends on the relationship that you have with your significant other in that marriage. You know, is if you got a bad history of doing bad things, then you might not want to make a flirty joke.
He said, if you're a first time felon, we might let it slide. But, if you're a repeat offender, it might be an issue. Do you think she took it too far with the joke?
Um, shit, man. I know if that was me, I'd be pissed off. You know what I mean? Like, there's there's certain levels of relationships, right? And I would hope I always never get to a point where if we're in a public setting, I'm compromising the way she may feel just to make people laugh or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean but that's just me.
Hmm. Okay. All right. Interesting. Interesting. But yeah, I was curious to know. Like, I know somebody has had to pull off a really good flirty joke and be married at the same time. Same venue,
Oh
same
yeah.
space. You know what I mean? But I just couldn't think of one. But I know somebody had to. You know what I'm saying? Somebody had to. I just didn't put a name to it right now.
Yep.
But,
All right, so we're gonna keep this bad boy rolling, man. So we've been doing a lot of the true and the false going on, and I saw this one, and it's a very open-ended statement, but it figured it was worth some conversation. See if we could dig into a little bit and see what we get from it, right? So
mhm.
it states, true or false, you can like someone but not want to be with them.
I'm gonna go with true, and I'll tell you why. For whatever random reason you happen to come across a person that you don't see often, but you may bond, you may like them. But I think as long as roles are understood, I think it'll never get there as far as the want to be with each other beyond that small interaction. You know what I mean? So I
Hmm.
think with that kind of outplay, it's definitely possible. Definitely possible. How about
Hmm.
you?
I think it's true too. You know what I
Okay.
mean? I think we'd be naive as human beings to say that we aren't interested
Hmm.
in someone who is of our sexual, opposite of our sexual preference,
Hmm.
or who is our sexual preference. I think you just have to understand that the nature of monogamy is that I'm not going to pursue it. You know what I'm saying? So I can observe, I can think, that there's a great personality in that person. At the same time, understand that I don't want to be with them. You know what I mean? And you're gonna have those people who will come with the false. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be liking anybody else besides the person you with.
Hmm.
That's a slippery slope because this
Yeah.
I guarantee you every person has been around their friend group and then talked about somebody of the opposite sex or their sexual preference that they like. You know what I mean? So that's just where I stand
Hmm.
with it.
Like is such a vague term. You know what I mean? Like as far as uh, being able to relate to someone's, like you said, having a great personality or good dresser. You guys have some sort of a link to some extent.
Right.
But the liking is like, I I mean, like a lot of things that that person may do or display or stand for. But I feel like this. I think what's hurting the conversation is more so if that person was extremely easy on the eye or more prominent than your partner would be. Because now that raises a whole nother flag. Like, you know what I mean? Like your spouse probably wouldn't be mad about the unattractive person that might cater to you a bit more than anybody else versus the
Mhm.
extremely attractive person that did those same things for you. So
Mhm.
it might just be might be someone just looking in the mirror too. But yeah, like is vague, man. It all depends on how you want to break that down. Like on a 10 scale, Mike.
So, okay, so then let's stay with you like them in an attractive way. You mean to tell me because you like them in an attractive way, that means that you want to be with them?
No, I didn't say that at all. I said in the event that person happened to be attractive,
Uh huh.
with that, I think your partner might take more judgment or be very hesitant with that connection versus somebody else who isn't as attractive. You know what I mean? Then that's just more of a perspective looking at it. Like whoever it may be, whether you like them or not, if that person was more attractive or they felt they were more than what they were, it might hurt a feeling or two. So it might put a kibosh on that.
Okay, so that's a separate conversation. If we're talking about how your partner would feel if you had a friend of your sexual preference that's attractive, that's a totally different subject, and we can transition into that. The statement is if you like someone, you can like someone but not want to be with them. That has nothing to do with your partner. That's a self thing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like that's
Okay. Understood. Okay.
yeah. But I like where you're going with it, and we can definitely transition into that because that actually leads to the third question we got here. So that's beautiful. So let's reframe it now. You have a friend who's attractive, and your partner has a problem with your connection because that person is attractive. How are you convincing? Well, actually, what are you doing if your partner comes to you and says, I don't like you around this person because I think y'all got something going on?
Oh, you're crazy. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, that's the reply because it's the monogamous relationship. You have a personal thing to kind of upheld. You know what I'm saying? So you wouldn't jeopardize that. You know what I mean? That's my initial take on it. But you can understand the point of view from someone saying that. Now, if that same person wasn't attractive, like I was trying to say before, do you still get that same dialogue from the partner of, hey, I don't like the connection. I don't think they would tell you to go out with them more because they weren't. But I just think you get less heat, if that makes any sense. Maybe.
Yeah, that's to me. I don't care what he looked like. Y'all hanging around each other too much. I don't like that. I like it's because think about it, right? If they're for me, if they're less attractive, right, but they seem to get her attention a lot, that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Because from what I hear from ladies, and please come in the chat and tell me if I'm wrong. If a guy is funny, that's a hell of a plug for him to actually get with them. You know what I mean? Like I done heard a lot of ladies tell me, and like I said, I'm open to being wrong. I done heard a lot of ladies tell me if a guy's funny, that is a hell of an in for them.
I wish got it. So your partner's supposed to be uneasy because they need to trust nothing is going on though. Your friendliness looks funny.
So that's now we're opening up the conversation more. So we've gone from you can like someone but not want to be with them to if you're friends with someone who's attractive and your partner doesn't like the connection, what do you do? Now we're going to the friendship you have with this person looks funny and your partner has told you that it looks funny. So those are three totally different situations. I just want to lay it out there, but we can dive into that, right? Your partner comes to you says, hey, I don't like the way she's always touching your arm. That looks funny to me, right? What do you do?
You want me to tell her that, or you gonna tell her that yourself? Just let me know how I need to approach the situation. Because if you're unhappy, I don't want to make us unhappy. So let's try to, let's get the situation back to happy. You know what I'm saying? So that'll just be my next action item is so what's phase 2? You know what I'm saying? That we recognize the situation. What's phase
2? Mm-hmm. All right. I respect that. I mean, in my eyes, if me and the person have been friends for a very long time, and I know that they have respected the relationship, the most I can do is bring them around each other. And if still at that point, the connection between them two for some reason is like oil and vinegar or whatever, then at that point it becomes difficult because the only other option is to keep them apart.
Was it just to reframe? Was it oil and vinegar beforehand? You tried the bridge, or?
So if it's because I have a friendship with someone, so I'm just saying if they've never met each other, right? Mm-hmm. If there's a friendship but they've never really connected, right? You can have friends and they never really become friends with your girl at some point. Mm-hmm. So now if they are around each other and there seems to be no connection between them two, at that point, if she rubs her the wrong way and something like that,
Hmm.
then that's different.
Okay, I think I follow. Okay. Hmm. Let's say you chose false though. Let's say there was no way you could like someone and not want to be with them. What action would you take to, or would you take an action to uh, deflect that from happening, or like how do you interject? How do you separate that situation?
Say that one more time because I was looking at what was writing in the chat.
I don't know. And say in the event you said false, right, where you felt
Mhm.
you can't like someone without wanting to be with them, and you
Ah,
had
okay.
that situation like internally. How would you? Let's just say it was you person, not even a partner. It was you person, but you had that feeling in your head. How would you separate yourself from that situation, or would you like?
Shit, if I'm in a good relationship, then you got to separate yourself. You
I don't
got
know.
to.
I get that. I'm wondering how.
Yeah. Oh man, it's the hope is that y'all don't share a common area routinely. Yeah, y'all don't work together. You know what I'm saying? Or y'all don't, hang in the same group of people. You know what I mean? That would really help. But if you are in those two situations, then the best thing that you could do is have a conversation about it being completely professional.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, just make sure that you just try not to be around that person. If the attraction is that strong, you gotta like if it's a meeting, you sit all the way at the other end of the table. You know what I mean? You keep your eyes on the presentation. You know, like there's little things that you can do. It ain't easy. Sure as hell ain't gonna be easy, but those are the things I would suggest.
It does raise a weird kind of alternate universe question as far as if you did have a strong attraction with someone, like how would you tell your partner?
Yo.
It's like, yo, babe, I need you to sit down for a sec. Like, you know what I'm saying? Excuse me? Like, hey, just want to let you know. I'm not going to act on this. I just want to let you know.
Hmm.
How, how could that possibly work? Like, does it work? What's the
I don't.
recourse?
If that person is still allowed to tell a story,
So
nah,
what
but
Dave at now? Dave ain't here no more. Uh,
I mean, I'm pretty sure it happens, man. I mean, we see people. I know I've heard stories of people being broken up with or breaking up with people because they started liking somebody else.
mhm,
Um, and it was just like, yo, moved on. You know what I mean? And for whatever reason, it is what it is. Did they have success in telling the story? Probably not. It was usually, you know what I mean? Like it
he
was
said, I'm pretty sure
probably,
he fumbled on the five.
yeah. Like I'm pretty sure it was just a couple of, busted text messages and saying you was somewhere else, and lo and behold, after you finally get with them and make it public, they're like, oh shit, so that was the person. Like I've seen stories of that, but just straight up being like, yeah, I ain't coming home no more. I done found this girl. She treats me better than you.
J,
that,
on
that's
that J. Cole.
that's savage.
Yeah, yeah,
That is
is it
savage.
savage being truthful? Seriously though, when you want that instead of someone faking it.
I mean, there's been times we call LeBron savage, but he's the truth. You know what I mean? Like he does a savage dunk on somebody, but it's the truth. He's just that vicious. Like I
Mm.
don't know.
All right. Okay. All right. Understood. Understood. Um, yeah, I don't know. See now, as far as a full circle moment, I bring it back around. Like, if you did like someone, but you didn't want to be with them, would your partner be able to understand your like?
Hell no.
It's crazy.
Hell no.
Like, like if you see this old lady at McDonald's who gave you extra fries every second Tuesday when you went in. I like her. Like I like her a lot. Like you know what I'm saying? Like she gives me extra fries. Like one day she gave me a cheeseburger. Like you know what I'm saying? It's like I ain't even asked for that. You know what I'm saying? I like her
Yeah.
a lot, but she's a grandma. It can never be anything. You know what I mean? But
Right.
if your partner finds this taste tonight, it's like nah, you got to go to McDonald's over there now because this McDonald's ain't the
Uh-huh.
one for you. I gotta switch up McDonald's now because they don't give me extra fries at the other joint. You know what I mean? But you gotta pick your battles. You gotta pick your battles.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think if there is a relationship out there that could be accepting of a conversation like that, like you could come home and be like, "Hey, babe, I really like the girl at my job. She, you know what I'm saying? She's nice, she's presentable, you know what I mean? Has a hell of a personality." I don't know if there's a world where you could say some shit like that and your
Like it sounds
significant other, your wife, you know what I mean? Like,
intro to a breakup. Like it's definitely track one.
yeah.
It's definitely track one of a 2-track album.
I sound mad sincere. Like, yo, she's nice, she's presentable, she's dope, she likes sports. All the guys like talking to her. Instantly, your girl's like, I gotta go up there and check this chick out. You know what I mean?
On a Tuesday. It was my day off. I gotta go check on a Tuesday.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
It depends how you like them and the connection you have with them. Absolutely. But see, liking and connection. What's a connection? You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, we both work on the 4th floor, if that's what you mean by connected. But outside of that, you know what I'm saying, we don't need to take the same stairs. Like, it's not she on the west wing, I'm on the east wing. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Everything's all 50-50.
Yeah, I think the tough thing about it, and we all deal with this, right? We forget that what attracted us to the person we're with in the first place, right? Mm-hmm. And for some reason, after we get with them, we expect them to turn that shit down. Like, you was at about a 95 when I met you. I need you to turn that down to like a 70 with everybody else. But when you with me, I need you to turn that shit all the way back up to 95, right? Now, the tough part about that is, you know what I'm saying? If you can't regulate your temperature, right? Meaning regulate who you are. If you're always a funny person, if you're always presentable, if you're always willing to engage with the people in your sexual preference in a way that's open and they like to communicate with you, that can be considered a connection. I get you have to have your boundaries. That should be clear the minute me and you said we're together, right? But I think it's that temperature check. You know what I'm saying? That sometimes, it's hard. And sometimes, have you, like, I don't know if anybody's experienced this, but sometimes you'll see your partner literally at that 95 with somebody else that attracted you.
Okay. If your partner knows what you're attracted to, obviously, because you're attracted to them. If you come across someone that's like a splitting image, like I'm talking top to bottom, it's still not allowed, right?
I mean, if the bottom down is a problem.
You said, close your eyes. Word. I was just waiting for the chunk, but you said, "Nigga, it's not too late. Shut up." Oh, my bad. But these is jokes, man. That's what we're here for. A couple laughs. But yeah, like if your partner had like a doppelganger and you came across them, like, are you not allowed to fall instantly in love with this person just off the sheer twinness of the person you do love?
That's a fair question. Fall in love, I think that's a little.
No, I'm just saying, as far as from a distance, no, we're not.
I mean, it's definitely a wow moment. You know what I mean? It's definitely a wow moment, and then if by some wild chance y'all end up interacting, and they're just as cool and whatever the case may be, now it's like I need to get the fuck out of here because the universe playing games with me today. Like,
I ran into a Gen 2.0 and everything was spot on. I'm like, yo, I gotta bring you home. This has to be a conversation. Like, hey, I met you. It's like I met you. Oh man, but nah, that'd be wild. That would be wild indeed. I don't know. Definitely, I don't think anybody's ready for it, but that would be wild.
Yo, I wouldn't want to be.
You say you seen Kenny? Nah. Since he went to the city, he said he ran into somebody, but I ain't speak to him again. But you know what I'm saying? Like I would hate for that to go down. Terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible.
I'll be in the kitchen just stirring my drink for like 10 minutes
Yeah.
watching this
Ice
interaction.
gone already. You still stirring. Ice gone. You still stirring. Oh man, these are jokes.
Yo, I see the quickest high bar ever, man.
Oh man. I mean, but like, whatever. I'm just saying, it's like a perfect copy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're right, baby. He's definitely only one of you. They definitely threw your mold off the Empire State after birth. Like, no, there's no more.
You see what we going through, Maddie?
I ain't even 6 foot yet. Watch when I come back from Tibet. Watch. So yeah, I'm here for the 3-legged extension. Excuse me, you heard me.
Oh man!
I'm here for the increase.
You said I'm here for the increase.
Oh
man! So we got.
I don't know, this last part's a question. I don't know. Suppress?
Yeah, man. Like, so how do you suppress the desire to want someone other than your partner? I think this is one of the greatest questions in the world. You know what I mean? Because I think it's easy to give into desire. You know what I'm saying? So how do you suppress that every day?
It's funny. I don't ever think it's something you can suppress. It's something kind of just turn off and on. Like if I go into the strip club, I may desire someone for about 42 minutes. Then I'm out of singles. It's like, oh man, that was fun. Now it's off already. I'm out. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's no longer like, you know what I mean? It's like an on and off switch. You can't. I don't think it's something that you would either. It would get so high in your being to have to be like negated or rejected. You know what I'm saying? I think it's more of an on-off switch as far as desire, in my opinion.
So you're saying you're washed when it comes to the sexual preference? Like it ain't happening.
Big time. If there's not money, if you know what I mean, if 6 foot Maddie and Sean ain't there, and something's not in the hand, it's not even on. It's not even on. See, you should share with the good word. You can pray about it. There you go. That's how you suppress shit. Pray about it. That makes sense.
We got only Mrs. Lee. I think that the love for the person you're with doesn't even make you think twice to try something else.
Exactly. That's kind of the lane I was in. I don't think I was in the fast lane. She
said kinda.
I mean, we definitely on the same highway. She just might be 4 exits in front of me, but I'm catching up. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, for sure. Yeah. Like it's definitely not on. So that's what I meant. Like I don't think something would rise up to the fact inside you where you'd be like, oh shit. Like you don't even recognize what's happening. You got
nothing would rise, bro. Like nothing would rise.
Hey man, I'm just saying. And that's when you know you have a problem. Like, and that's when you know you got a problem. But you know, hey, yeah. If you can't control yourself, you have a whole nother suppressor to go to. This might be therapy now. You don't reach the level of expectation that kind of jail time-ish if the wrong person's around. So you got to be careful.
Well, all right, so let me clarify, because I'm not saying you get an erection means that you're going to take this girl and force anything. I'm not saying.
No, great.
Yeah, but that's what you said, like jail time. You can get aroused by a woman and not do anything about it.
Oh no, I just mean like, oh god, he's a pervert. Like one of those situations. Not I'm sorry, none of those.
Yeah, no, because all right, so we're staying on the example of the strip club, right? You are getting some sort of lap dance, and you get an erection, but you know that you ain't going no further than this erection because you got your person at home. But
plus, there's no champagne room in this establishment, right?
We can talk about that after hours. That's gonna be the FCP quickie.
No, as you were saying.
Make sure y'all subscribe. But anyway,
rise is such a crazy word. It's a regular word. Now it sounds crazy. Oh man,
Yeah.
yeah,
You see
Maddie.
what the internet done to people, man. Like you can't say nothing no more.
No, you can't. You can't. You absolutely cannot. Absolutely cannot.
It's like, what do
It's
you mean that
right.
thing? Like,
Yeah, facts, facts, facts.
um,
I'm getting
yeah.
beat up in the comments.
Hey, listen, yeah, man. It's you know what's crazy though. You know what I'm saying? If anything, this is gonna be video evidence of who our attackers were. So y'all don't even gotta look that far. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, if I show up with a black eye, I'm not snitching. Like I'm not even going to tell them. See what happened, yo? Close the door now. So what? You got those reports? You got those reports for you just moving right on. Oh shit! Nah, I ain't doing it. Not doing it. Nope, nope, nope.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but I think this shit. Yeah, praying might be the only way.
I mean, it's a little. I mean, you alluded to it, right? Self control. You know, what I mean, self control is definitely there, right? It's really just about knowing. You know what the limits are, and knowing that you can do something else, but choosing not to do it. That that's a hell of a. You have to go into some sort of mindset to suppress that. Like I've talked to certain dudes who said, anytime they see an attractive girl, it just makes them think of their girl. You know what I'm saying? Or the things that they want to do to their girl because
Oh,
they
that's cute.
recognize an attractive woman in front of them, but they also recognize what's theirs, what they got, and they'd rather put that energy there. You know what I mean? So it's I think every man that is monogamous so finds a good way to suppress these feelings so that they don't act on them, and it's cool to know, because there's probably some men out there who can't really do it. You know what I'm saying? They're having a hard time keeping it in their pants. So
Mhm.
those men, you know what I'm saying, it'd be good to share some tips with them. You know what I mean? If being monogamous is the goal.
Hmm. Is it would be difficult? Nah, it shouldn't be difficult. It's not. It's not for me personally.
Shit.
But
Okay, so for you, it's not. I wouldn't be mad at someone if they said it was difficult.
I think I would. If it was difficult, you
Okay.
might. If, in my opinion, if it was difficult to the point where you feel like, yo, it's difficult, I need to talk. You might shouldn't be in that connection that you're in. As far as if you're not content or happy, you know what I mean? Because that's what if you are, I don't think that would be a want or a need or something you would feel you would need to suppress. In my opinion,
So, so what about in those cases when they are content and happy?
you can't be. Can't be both.
Really?
Absolutely, I told you right. That's the whole point of being monogamous.
All right.
If you're no longer happy, then it's time to leave that situation and move to greener pastures, of course.
No,
But
I'm saying they are
okay,
content and happy, but they still have a problem with monogamy. In those unique cases.
that's what I'm curious. In those unique cases, it's curious to know, like, are you really happy then? You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? Like, if you were, you wouldn't. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But it's definitely possible. Like, yeah, Jay Z is my role model. So it's definitely possible. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I mean? Like, but it's a level. It's a very thin layer as far as You sure? He's like, yes, I'm
Hmm.
positive. I'm sure. Like this was a one time, last time, never time again thing. Versus as long as I don't go out on Saturday between the hours of 7 p.m. and 7 a.m., I should be all right. Like,
Yeah.
that's a big difference. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. Okay.
you can't contain it. It's something else.
Okay. Because
Right.
I always like to think about like going back into like before the courtship and all of that was created, right? Just off the basis of anatomy, right? We're not animals, but the physical anatomy of what we used to do before, all of this courtship, but marriage and all this stuff was, dating and all this other stuff was involved. People
Mm-hmm.
used to just be out here doing the do. You know what I'm saying? They was getting it in until, somewhere along the lines of history, all of a sudden all this other stuff came into play, right? So if that was just a natural case of human beings, and this is not, not a question I'm asking anybody to answer, but it's just food for thought. At some point, with everything that was added, with the courtship, with dating, with how you present yourself, all of that, did regular anatomy stuff at some point just go away? Because I remember being 12, 13 years old on a train, just getting random, you know what I'm saying? Like, hard ons. And that's just anatomy,
Random what?
random hard ons.
Oh,
Just from testosterone as being as a young boy. Like, if we can't talk about it, then I won't. You know what I'm saying? But in all actuality, you know what I mean? As a young boy, you get natural erections. So if that's just a part of anatomy, right? That's without any real, you know what I'm saying, like stimulation, then at what point did this just shut off? You know what I mean? Like that's where I feel like the suppression, the actual like you have to kind of get it in your mind that I'm not going to use this with just anybody. I've chosen to only use it with this one person.
I think it probably started way back when. I don't know who the first. I got a feeling it was a female though. I don't know who the first female was.
I think he was light skinned. I'm pretty sure he was. Light skinned.
But there was definitely somebody at some point where everybody was in a. It was a big party. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is with everybody. It is what it is. But it was one person that goes, whoa, 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 whoa. You and her? And then everything blew up after that. They started, possession in your mind. You're not his, you're not ours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I wonder who that first whoa, you mind conversation came from, because that's history.
Yeah.
That paved the way. Icebreaker.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because I get fascinated by human anatomy and like all the things that just when they start working, when they stop working, or how they work. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And some of it is really like, yeah, granted, it's what you put in your body and all this other stuff, but some of it is really just natural human reaction. You know what I mean? And what separates us from the animals is, the choices that we make, the way that we approach certain things, the way we get our education in different ways. And I really feel like, it's definitely something that I'm always curious about to hear about how people do it.
Interesting. We gotta find a professional and bring you in on one of these combos. See how it was way back when.
Man, he said Adam and Eve, duh.
See, Eve fucked up too, but whatever. We don't want to hear that story. We're not. They don't want to hear that story though.
Yeah.
What's this you got here?
Oh, so this was just something funny because one time me and my wife watching TV, and sometimes when you watching TV and people kind of like lean out of the shot or they're in the shot, you'll see people lean like to the right, thinking they're gonna see like behind the person or whatever. Yeah, so I forgot what show we was watching, and they made a move, and my wife leaned to the right, thinking she was gonna see behind them. And I was like, I just wondered, like, does anybody else like watch a TV show or a movie, and you actually like trying to lean more to the right, like you going like this is a 3D type joint, like you're gonna see more.
The worst thing they could have ever did was get people big ass TVs, because sometimes you're just in the house, you feel like you can see more. Like, you know what I'm saying? You just be like, what's over? What's around that corner? You know what I'm saying? You just feel like you can see more all the time. Like I be ducking shit all the time when they feel like it's coming right at me. Like, whoa! I dropped my phone a few times just because it was a little too scary. Things coming at me when it was one of those shock videos. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I fall for that all the time. Big victim, unfortunately. Like, can't help it.
Yep.
Man, happy Pride. Once again, shout out to the fathers from the early part to the show. But yeah, man. Oh yeah, happy start of summer too, my guy.
Yes.
Is it officially summer dress season? Essentially.
Not
that I'm looking. I was just curious. I want to make sure my wife.
I was gonna say I hope so.
You said if it ain't, it best be.
Oh man. Yeah. Oh, it's funny that you mentioned video games, Maddie. So I was talking to one of the directors at my job, and we were talking about kids these days, right? And it's obvious. I think anybody with young kids right now, or even like teenagers, they're not as active as we were. You know what I mean? That's pretty much the theme, right? It's wow, iPads, iPhones, video games. You know what I'm saying? Anything that they can sit and do is the theme, right? And then we talked about like when we used to go out, play tag, play sports, whatever the hell we would do, just run up and down the block just to, do something, right?
Mhm.
But it's also interesting that they're doing all kinds of neurological studies that how playing video games actually stimulates the brain more than playing sports or playing outside activities because of the random acts that you have to learn, perform, and execute in routine in order to be successful at the video game stimulates the mind even more than when we used to go outside and say, all right, let's run really fast down the block. Now let's run really fast back that way. Now let's get a ball and you run that way and you catch it and then you throw it back to me. You know what I mean? So it was a really dope conversation about it because I remember sitting down and playing video games and feeling like, you know what I mean? I just went through a lot, not just mentally, but physically playing the game. Because we all know when you start like
Stress
this,
levels, yeah.
then you lean like this, you know what I'm saying? Then you probably throw the remote and break it. Probably just me. But
Mhm.
you go through different motions while you're playing a video game, and it really sat me down. Now, this isn't me saying my son ain't gonna go out there and do some outside activities, but it was fun to talk about.
Yeah, that's a fact. It's funny. I just seen something not too long ago where it said people that didn't skip leg day as often they should. It ended up having longer spans of life. As far as when your thighs are stronger, you just happen to have a longer life. I'm like, wow. Now I'm curious to know that I mean one of these gotta weigh out the other. Like if I don't skip leg day and I'm playing video games all night, am I doubling my life expectancy at this point? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna keep it moving. But
Hmm.
yeah, with video games, it's very good. And they keep your brain moving. It definitely keeps your heart rate up if you're in these close games. And don't let it be money on the line if you're an adult doing the same thing. It's you got a
Man.
lot of emotions for it. You got emotions for it. You know what I'm saying? When your joysticks are getting sweaty and clammy, it's a lot going
Yep.
on. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I gotta get back into games, man. I just don't know what to jump back in at, man. It's so much going on. It's rough. It's
Yeah, it's
rough.
tough, man. It's
It's
going.
rough.
So here's what amazes me every year, and it probably just happens to me. NBA 2K makes the same game every year. Every year,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Controls probably, change one or two things, but it's the basic foundation that stays the same.
It's like
And every year for the first month, I hate this game because I'm like, this. It should not be this hard to pass it to him, to pass it to the next guy to make a fucking
yeah,
layup. But for some
yeah.
reason, when I pass it to this guy and I press the same pass button to the left, he decides he wants to pass it to the right, and that guy sucks. Never will understand it. Every year they make the same game, but you got to relearn the entire thing. Could just be me because I'm not that much of a gamer, but every year I prepare myself for this headache.
Yeah, that's a fact. It's not even the graphics. It's really the same game, just updated roster. They really just updating the roster like every year. Like it's great. I don't know how they're still in business, but listen, we're eager to see. Was eager to see the next game. It's crazy, but
Yeah,
they gotta. Yeah, I'm waiting. Yeah, I'm waiting for. Like you said, the VR is crazy. I think that's what I'm
yeah,
waiting to jump back into full blown like a gaming. When it's like we just gotta put it on. Like you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like yeah, I'm going to game. Like you know what I'm saying? And everybody just understands. It's like where's Dad? He's in the game room again. It
yep.
says don't disturb, so you gotta wait till it's out. Like, you know what I mean? Like I mean,
Hmm.
he's in there doing some wild shit. But yeah, I think I have a whole game room in the house when it's that time, but it's just LCD screens all over the type. That's when I'm gonna get fully vested.
I'm telling you, man, 6 foot Sean is coming. They let me create a player in VR.
So I'm outside with my surrogate. Outside
Six
of my
foot
surrogate,
Sean is coming.
wreaking havoc in the metaverse.
Oh, yeah.
Oh God, spending
Oh,
my
man.
real money in this fake world.
Hell yeah, man. Oh my God.
Oh,
They're gonna be like, oh, you wanna be no, that was gonna sound crazy. I was about to say, do you wanna grow? But that sounds
hey,
terrible.
yo, whoa, wait, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, yeah, that shit is up
That-
there with Rise now.
That sounds terrible. But
Yes,
yeah, no.
Sims and VR. Yeah, shit about to go crazy. That's a
Oh
fact.
hell yeah. Oh hell yeah. Ain't nobody
Um,
coming outside no more. Not literally anyway.
Imagine the
Um
conversation 20 years from now, like you cheated on me in the metaverse. It's like, wait, who told you that? It's like, yeah, how do you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, I heard you was at the Starbucks over on such and such. Like, listen, I sold my skin last week. That might not have been me. Like, you
that's
know what I'm
right.
saying? I was gonna be nasty in 25 years.
That's
Hopefully,
right.
I'm way apart from that. I don't even gotta get mixed up with some stupid shit, but that's gonna be funny. That is gonna be funny. Heard
That
you on
is
the
true.
meta blocks wreaking havoc. They're calling you
Yeah,
future
that's
outside. I said, nah, wrong person. Wrong person.
hmm absolutely.
But
Yeah, man.
I just about to ask you what else you got for tonight.
Oh, nothing. I'm just closing it out with some more congratulations, man. Congratulations to Ramel and Christina. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
man,
That
super
was
dope.
a hell of a surprise Saturday after throwing one of the best events I've ever been to cap
Word.
it off with that. That was beautiful, man. Shout out to
Super
y'all.
proud of you. Super proud
Hell
of you.
yeah.
End assist now. End
Um,
assist.
yes. And then also, you know what I mean? I got to shout out my own little man tomorrow, graduating from fifth grade. I'm
We
trying to
hear you.
find the darkest sunglasses
We
that
hear you.
are existing
It
so
don't
I
matter,
can be
man.
there.
The tears always unless you got one of the joints from one of
I'm
those
wearing the sunglasses with the ski mask.
yeah, something. Yeah, you have to do the whole shiesty with it. Just so soak the tears up. You know what I'm
They're
saying?
gonna
Like,
do a video.
so good.
They're gonna do a video pan of everybody at the graduation, and you just gonna see me there with the poo shiesty and sunglasses on, just
They're gonna be
shaking.
like, yo, wasn't it 94 degrees that day? It was 96 degrees that day, actually. Yeah, I think he kept saying his eyes was sweating or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
man.
word. Congrats
Listen,
indeed. Congrats indeed.
indeed. Tanya, thank you for joining. Even though we wrapping up, I know you're gonna go check out the whole live. Appreciate all the consistent support from you. But yeah, shout out to all the graduates, man. Whether you graduated, you got a graduate in your life, man.
Facts.
Listen, it's a beautiful accomplishment. Whatever you're doing right now, good luck at
Mm,
the next level. Make sure you know what I'm saying that you translate all any of those degrees or whatever it is into dollars because these dollars are out here waiting for you.
That's
Make
a
sure you
fact.
go get it for
That's a
real.
fact. That's a big
Hell
fact.
yeah.
That's a big fact.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, bro. Bro, congrats on you. The missus, the little D Money, will get his paperwork
Yeah.
tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Moving on to big junior high. You know what I'm saying?
Hell
Brush off his
yeah.
shoulders. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah,
Got to
man.
start. This time we about to talk real aggressive to y'all though. Like, yeah, they painted. Yeah, you ain't cutting my corners on these breads. You know what I'm saying? You know, he's like, yeah, is he doing push-ups today? I think I saw him doing push-ups the other day. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta watch your back now. You're getting told.
Yeah. Listen, as excited as I am, like any other parent, man, it's a new school, new kids, new teachers, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, first couple of days of school might just have to walk up in there, you know what I'm saying, with the
Yeah,
tank top and do rag, just let them know it could go
yeah.
down at any moment.
I don't know. Like he said, well, why is his dad never having shoes laced? I don't know. I don't know. So he just nobody know.
I might have to pull out the grills from like 2000, man. I don't know, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I think I still got them shits too.
I was just about to say,
I,
you still got them shits?
I think I still got my grills from 2000.
So
Oh, so
if you do, it's definitely next to your I-95 Seagal or something. That's right next to it. Like, so, yeah.
all right,
Oh
so I
shit.
promise we're gonna wrap up after this one, man. Um, think about old school trend that you would like to come back, whether it's fashion, slang, whatever.
Yeah, I'm so fat. Yeah, I want waffle crisp back. Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. If I can bring some old school shit back, yeah, I want them to bring back waffle crisp. I'm sorry, like, that was my favorite cereal. The shit just disappeared one week, and I haven't seen it since. I've been having. I can hold you every other trip to the supermarket. If I go down the cereal aisle, I still be looking for it, and I know it ain't there. Like you know what I'm saying, but
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Waffle Crisp for sure. But what?
I'm about to say Waffle Christmas
What
is
she say?
good, bro.
Nah. You got. If it ain't, yeah, it's 2023. If you ain't got no link and nothing like that, I don't even believe you. Yeah.
Next time y'all in the grocery store, if y'all see Waffle Crisp, make sure y'all take a picture and send
Send
it
that
to
to
either
me.
Freedom Cage or Ken
All right.
Catnick. Make
Let me know
sure
your location. Let me know after you leave too. Let me know your location.
I know, right? We
You know what I'm
don't want
saying?
no charges.
I want no charges. I'm here for the boxes and not those. I'm just here for the cereal. I'm sorry. I'm just here for the cereal. Sorry.
So here for the boxes.
Apologies. I don't want nobody thinking that the wrong way. Jesus Christ. But,
Oh
shit.
man. Oh.
Yeah, better not be no bootleg Hydrox shit neither. I'm throwing it back. Yo, they ain't got no General Mills stamp in the top
The
left corner.
parade.
It's tight. We'll be
The
very upset.
parade version.
It's like, what the fuck is this? He said waffle snaps. No. That's not what I said. I said crisp. I'm gonna be highly upset.
To get on my nerves. She come home with the key food. Like, yo, like this is not the real joint, man. Don't come through with that key food.
Eating Hydrox Oreos will forever just hurt me as an adult. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I'm like, how much more could it have been? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's
Like
was
you
it really
can
safe?
splurge the extra dollar,
Like, you know what I mean? Like $8. I pay $8 a box for the crisp. I'm like, they ain't gonna see me like twice a year, but yeah, I pay $8 for the crisp.
I need 3 of them things. I ain't never coming back.
Well, preferably to go, please. Like, yeah, I gotta hide these in the room.
Yeah, so old school trend I would like to see come back, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I wish I could get Iceberg back. I missed the wave of Iceberg. You know what I'm saying? Moms wasn't having it. I wasn't working.
Mm.
And I missed the wave. I love the designs. I love, you know what I mean? I loved everything about Iceberg, man.
Yeah, I still got this one iceberg sweater that I wear maybe once a year. It's just hard. It's the Bonnie and Clyde joint. It's like a thugged out Pepe Le Pew and his lady. Like, I love that damn sweater. But Iceberg is a shit. Evisu too, man. I miss there's some brands. I
Yes.
catch them when they first went like flame emoji, so to speak. But I caught them like on the second wave, so to speak. You know what I mean? But when I was a little older, if I had a job, because moms wasn't having it. But
Man.
but yeah,
Maddie ain't lying, man. Maddie ain't lying. NBA jersey wave was everything.
Yeah, I got 2 jerseys still in plastic. I just ain't got nowhere to wear them to. It's like nigga, like no matter where you go, it's like nigga, where are you going with that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's two players that's not even playing no more. Like, it's just like now when they just old DS jerseys. I can't wear no more.
You remember when niggas would get traded and you just got the damn jersey? Like that shit used to piss me off. Like
well before the NBA buyback program. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
that wasn't even the thing. You was just asked out. Like, it's like, damn, they just traded your boy. You didn't pay full price for that, did you?
Yeah.
And taxes. And my taxes. Yeah. Where we got to throw a jersey party now. I'm waiting for a 90s party or something. Just so I can crack one, just so I can wear these joints one of these days. But till then, like, you know, I got 2 of them. I get a 90s party every 8 years. You know, I think I missed the last one last year.
Yeah, and then Cheryl said, "Bring back real music." Definitely, definitely.
I don't know about that. It's rough, man. The non-music is making money, so people be like, "Why am I making real music for it if it wasn't gonna sell it? If it's not selling now anyway?"
Yeah, people are selling. Yeah, people are selling personalities now. It ain't even about music. Like it's what you wear, how you sound, who you know. I mean, that goes farther than anything. But I remember when the themes for parties used to be anything, like shorts and skirts. Used to be socks and slippers. It used to be sunglasses versus. It used to be anything. Anything.
The only thing that pissed me off with that, not the theme. The theme was dope, and 97% of the crowd showed up wearing what they're supposed to. With the 3% that got into the party not wearing what they're supposed to, I'd just be like, you had a choice.
Mm-hmm.
You chose just not to, and the bouncers let you in anyway. That's that bullshit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ever been at a hard bottom potty? Hard bottom potty? Potty. Hard bottom potty and hard bottom potty. That sounds nuts. Hard bottom potty and somebody with some dirty Air Forces walk in. You know how mad that makes you? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, how'd you? Did he come through the same door I came?
Yeah.
It's just upsetting. Mad upsetting.
Yep.
Absolutely. Can't hold you.
Yep.
But yeah, man. Other than that, broski, more salutes. Happy Father's Day again. Anybody in the chat? Maddie, happy Father's Day. Anybody that's short in the chat that came in with happy Father's Day. Yeah, sure. About to be July, bro. So what are you doing for the 4th? Jesus.
No, right?
Crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think it's on like a Tuesday or Wednesday too. It's a hard fucking day, man. I don't know.
Wait, so do we get the Monday, Tuesday combo?
I don't think so. I think it's on a Tuesday for some reason. Yes.
Like the third, I'm getting like a you know what I mean? Just take this.
Honorable mention.
Yeah, you close enough, man. You close enough. Say, hey, ain't no more days in between that, right? All right, we'll let you slide. July 4th in the middle of the week is weird. I hate that.
Yeah.
All
right, my guy.
I'll hit you at another time, most likely next Wednesday. But you know the vibes.
Yes. Thank you all for joining, man. Appreciate y'all.
Shay said, end the shit. Not that. End you. Oh, hold on. I fall for that every week.
You.
Yep. All right. Now, see, now that I got you here, it says 1 hour and 13 minutes. We just finally recover. We're both kind of fake looking at the camera at the same exact time without any weird faces. And finding a still photo, it's like a 6-minute project. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I'll be doing this longer than I'll be doing anything else. Just trying to find half a second of both us looking at the same direction at the same time. One not like picking his nose, one not looking. Or trying to find one where we both not blink and be mad funny. Oh, this shit is still live too. Jesus Christ. If I end the broadcast, I'll end all together. All right, bro. I salute you.
My guy.
Always a pleasure. I'm out here working. I'm like, oh, shit.
All right, man.
All right, peace.
Later.